band ready to take its place among the pantheon of Irish rock greats. Unforgettable acts such as Skid Row, Granny's Intentions and Purple Pussycat. Yes, they're going to be the next big thing in Irish popular music. From Youngster, it's Deirdre O'Neill. And with Brendan O'Connor tonight, a man who once wrote this. The E-type had been a little cramped for extramarital sex. Though, of course, I was not put off by that. If the girl was tall, I'd just open the windows and put her legs through it. He subsequently abandoned his career as a driving instructor and started to open nightclubs, which he's been doing ever since. It's Peter Stringfellow. Regular viewers from last year will recall that despite our zany image, we're actually quite conservative on this programme, particularly in relation to our penchant for starting with the first round. This week it's our props game. Each team gets a set of props which gives clues to the identity of someone in the news. The props can also hint at an amazing fact about that well-known person. The teams have to guess who it is and what's the fact about them. Peter and Brendan, you have a devil's trident and a big picture of the Pope there.
About the Pope in Ireland. So this is obviously about books about the Pope, maybe. And,
maybe.
What I was thinking was that the other little-known book that was written about the Pope's visit to Ireland, I think it was written by Ken McGuinness, David Trimble and Ian Paisley, and it was called Three Prods on a Pole.
No, it was actually, for a change, slightly more subtle than that. That refers to the Red Devils, as in Manchester United.
Murdoch, right.
And Murdoch bought Manchester United this week. And a little-known fact about Rupert Murdoch was that this is true. He was actually made a papal knight by the Pope. Why, I don't know. Some sort of licensing deal, I suppose, you know. Hi, I'm the Pope. You can see me on Sky One every week exclusively. That kind of thing. So no points for that, I'm afraid, chap. Sorry about that.
Well, okay. Not afraid. He didn't ask me. I knew the answer.
You knew the answer? Oh, now he says he knew the answer.
Give us a point.
Give you a point now.
Put 1 point
that's
down.
Sort of
the answer.
That's not a what's the opposite to a premature point?
I was waiting for my turn to tell
you.
So
your girlfriend is saying give him a point now. Peter might be getting more than a point after the show. Okay, we'll give Peter a point then. Though Peter has his own point, I think, and he knows what to do with it. Deirdre and Dara, what have you got? Oh, you've got a phone. Well, that's the RTE logo there stuck on top of it, just in case anybody was confused. And that's a high-tech RTE phone that in common uses. And you got a school book there.
We did. Now, when does it stop being the Bridget's Cross and starts being the RTE logo only? Have RTE signed up St. Bridget or something?
They have, yeah. It's an exclusive licensing deal. Hi, I'm St. Bridget. You can see me every week on RTE1.
All my miracles on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's very good. Murdoch gets the Red Devils, we get St. Bridget. And it's a school textbook. Which I can only presume is either that phone-in shows might be Marion Finucane, Matt's book, Marion Finucane Can't Count, which explains why in Crime Line she says they found 1 gram of cocaine with a £17.5 million street value. Anything off the top of her head.
Well, I have to say that I'll give you full points for that. I'll give you 3 points because that's more or less the correct answer. It is actually Marion Finucane, who, of course, this week is hotly tipped to take over from Gay Byrne as supreme ruler of RTE. And the amazing fact about her was she was actually expelled from school by the nuns. She just wouldn't listen. That's what her problem was. No, actually, that wasn't the real reason. We don't know why, though we do have some rare footage of Marion Finucane. It might give a clue.
Festive question. On what date do we commemorate the arrival of the Magi in Bethlehem?
On
what
it's
date?
Sometime around now.
You're ahead of yourself. Look at those lights ticking away. You've one chance to shut... Oh, yes, we missed it.
Sorry.
I have to tell you, it's on the 6th of January. You weren't too far out. It's Little Christmas.
Right,
Little Christmas on the 6th of January. Do you feel a fool, Marion?
An utter fool, yes.
There you go. It's not every day Bunny Carr gets to make someone look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so after that, the scores are that Dara's team got 3 points and Brendan's team got 1 point. Now, before we move on to the next round, some quick food news. This week, many of the Irish papers reported that McDonald's has been giving out a free toy that looks embarrassingly similar to a penis. McDonald's say they now plan to withdraw the plastic model of Jonathan Philbin Bowman as soon as possible. Next up is the next round, which in the absence of a proper title is called What's Going On Here? Each team will be shown a snatch of videotape from which they will have to figure out what is going on. Brendan and Peter, you go first. 2,000 women, it says in your book.
No, that's not the truth.
Not the truth, there's more.
No, that was 4 years ago.
Right. Is the Mickey not worn off you, though, at this stage? Sort of, you know, how long would a piece of Stringfellow be now?
Peter, you know the way you have a style that you've really just made all your own at this stage? I mean, it really is quite unique. And does that never worry you in any way? Because did you never look at Michael Bolton when he cut his hair, and you go, maybe the tide is turning against this now?
No, I've worked it out. You see, if I cut it, it might look just like him, and then I have finished with women, have I? That seems all over.
They were women booing, just in case anybody's confused. Okay, we'll go on with the next round. What's going on here?
Take yourself back to the falls where you belong.
No, I'm not coming to preach poetry.
No, I wouldn't even preach poetry, tell you, for you're not safe now.
That's it, you're not a safe man. That's it, Joe 90 there, obviously having joined the priesthood. What's going on there?
What language is this?
That is, ooh.
Is it foreign?
No, it's Northern Ireland.
Oh.
Some people think it's foreign, depending what religion you are. You being English, of course, you don't believe in God, do you?
That's a fact.
Any clue there, or are you just given up?
Housewife on drugs.
It's a priest with a woman next to a flower stall, so I presume, as we know only too well in Ireland, priests just can't help acting on impulse.
That's not a bad answer. I will give you a point for that. It's nowhere near what the actual answer is, but he did do something rather stupid on an impulse. Let's have a look at the VT and find out what's going on there. There he is there. It's a fetching little skirt. His name is Father Horan. Now, he tried to bring peace to Northern Ireland by doing this. On the Shankhill Road. So, hence, nobody was particularly interested, and he went off by himself, and nobody ever spoke to him again. Certainly not in public, anyway. Now, you might kind of sneer at that, and you might think that man was a little strange, but there's actually a whole history of these kind of things, these kind of bizarre sorts of protests going on in Northern Ireland. A few years ago, for instance, a group of militant unionists came up with a bonkathon to try and bring peace in Northern Ireland, in which that woman over there was involved. And a very happy memory it is for her too, yes. But we do actually have some rare footage of the bonkathon taking place. It was very controversial at the time. Have a look at this. As you can see there now, like there's a group of other unionists there trying to stop the bonkathon taking place. They're all wrestling with each other there. And as you can see now in a second, two undercover bonkathon. They're pretending to fight, but look what happens next. Oh, there they go! Yes, baby! Yes. Stop that thing! Stop that thing! They could have done with it that day, I'd say, Peter, now. But I sorted out the whole problem much quicker now.
I presume that's what they mean by an orange lodge.
Okay, thanks, Benny, for that one. Derek and Deirdre, especially for you, Deirdre, we have a musical one, because just to make you a bit more comfortable, because you know about music and all that kind of stuff. Have a look at this lovely piece of music. As you can see, it's a group of guards, all having the time of their lives, except for that man there. Look at the eyes. Back off, back off! Get that camera away from me. I am not going to look at the camera anymore. We're having a good time, yes we are. There you go. Nice little tune there in the background.
This is when Jerry Adams appeared on The Late Late Show, and you can see that security was a little tight.
I think you find that was the last Prodigy concert in that was the Garda crack undercover drug squad. It's very clever. What they do is they take off their hats, right?
And nobody knows.
And then they mingle among the crowd. And then turn to a man and said, "Have you got any ecstasy?" And the bloke beside him says, "No, I'm actually a guard." And he goes, "Oh, so am I. Never recognised you got the hat." Yeah, very good, very clever.
Close. Unfortunately, not close enough though. It actually was the obvious answer. It was obviously a television tribute to the guards. But what was interesting about it was that during this musical number, the guards gave an exhibition of the little-known Olympic sport of hand ballet. Yes. I think, yes,
Listen, I hate to admit this, but Dara was kind of right. It was actually a Prodigy concert, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. I'll give him a
They
point
were
for that.
probably
Yeah.
practicing
I
for it.
will give him a point for that. Yeah. Now, Brendan, you just gave him a point. That means you're going to lose now. Now, the thing is now is that I want to make this very plain. We're not sneering at the Guards, because the Guards, especially in the last few weeks, have been very successful. Only last week they succeeded in seizing the largest quantity of cocaine ever in the history of the state. Of course, the big question that a lot of people ask is what happens to the drugs after the Guards seize them? Have a look at this. Fantastic stuff. Very big nostrils on that man, you will have noticed. So after that round, the scores are that Dara's team got 1 point and Brendan's team got 1 point. Coming up after the commercial break, we expose the sordid world of petty vandalism in a Midlands town. Back here in a few minutes.
This is Mullingar's moving tribute to the famine and its victims. But as you can see, it's been horrendously vandalised.
For a safer drive, the new generation Citroën Zap.
This is Mullingar's moving tribute to the famine and its victims. But as you can see, it's been horrendously vandalised because somebody has left a huge pineapple slice resting up against it.
Yes, indeed. Time now for State of the Nation, where we test how much in tune our contestants are with the average slice of pineapple on the street. This week, undeterred by the vandalism, we went to a place where the name Stringfellow was very much a part of the nighttime entertainment.
There are many phrases in the English language, such as Mullingar. It's a really fun town. Now, if you're not familiar with that phrase, that's because it doesn't actually exist. Yes, we're in Mullingar, home of this fantastic landmark.
London, New York, Miami, and now finally Mullingar. We're outside Stringfellow's nightclub in the Greville Arms Hotel here in downtown Mullingar. Myself and Rob and the camera, we're very excited tonight because we're just about to meet the glitterati of Mullingar. This is where all the funky people go. One funky person was murdered on the way in. So anyway, in honour of Peter, we did ask the first question of this round in Stringfellow's nightclub. The question we asked was, this nightclub is called Stringfellows. Is that because it's full of old fellas trying to get the leg over? We asked this man, there he is there, you can barely see him, did he say, whoa, hi, yo, ho, up the county boys? Did he say no? Or did he say, are you Noel Rattigan? What do you think, Peter?
Well, with those eyes, I mean, could he speak? It looks like he's been to a real rave, didn't it? I wouldn't know what he would say. They wouldn't know me up there, would they?
Well, I mean, he goes into your nightclub every Saturday night.
Whereabouts is this place? I just want to...
Mullingar. It's sort of out there, someplace. You know. Go to the edge of Dublin, there's a big
made
wall.
That up, but is there a
People
real
throwing meat
nightclub there
down.
called
You know.
Stringfellow? Is there a real place called Stringfellow?
There is. There's two. There's one in Tullamore as well, apparently.
I think he's
told.
looking for a specific postal address to pass on to his solicitor.
I think that could be, yes.
Okay, he'd probably go, hurry to the curtain boys.
All right. Well. What a facility for accents that man has. That's absolutely stunning.
Practicing it now, you know.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the VT. And I know, hang on, before we look at the VT, I just want to say that before you look at this, if you're an aspirant comedian or anything like that, and you want to know about comic timing, what you're about to see is a masterclass in comic timing. Let's have a look at the VT and find out.
Can I ask you a quick question, please? This club is called Stringfellows nightclub. Do you think that's because it's full of old fellas trying to get the leg over? No.
Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning, yeah. I'm telling you, you've got a very talented clientele down there, I'm telling you that. Anyway, Brendan, you go next. The question we asked was, every Saturday afternoon on Sports Stadium, we see old horses being flogged. With that in mind, should the Late Late Show continue on without Gay Byrne? We asked this man, did he say A, flog gay horses, go away with your Dublin filth? B, we should have the Charlie McCreevy show? Or C, I know he's a bit of a ladies' man, but I like that Marty Whelan. Marty Whelan is sort of an Irish version of you, Peter. That's just in case you don't know. There you go. A, flog gay horses, Charlie McCreevy show, or Marty Whelan?
Okay, I don't think it's C because Marty's not really a ladies' man, is he? I mean, he's no gay either, I'm not saying that, but he's certainly not a ladies' man. Have you ever been on Gay, Peter?
No.
No, Maeve Binchy was on Gay last week. He's definitely showing his age. I was on Jerry... I was on Jerry Ryan once, you know.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I got terribly excited and it was all over. Hasn't had me on again since.
Yeah.
But having said all that, I would say the answer is B.
You'd say it is B, we should have the Charlie McCreevy show. Let's have a look at the VT and find out.
Every weekend on Sports Stadium, we see old horses being flogged to death.
Yeah.
With that in mind, do you think they should continue on the Late Late Show without Gay Byrne?
I don't think so, no. No, I don't think so, no.
What do you think they should do?
I think they should... what do you mean, well, flogging the horses?
Well, they want to keep on the Late Late Show after Gay's gone.
Oh, I see, oh, yeah. Well, I think they should get somebody appropriate out of the government in his place.
Out of the government?
Yeah, out of the government. I said,
like who?
Charlie McCreevy or somebody like that.
Charlie McCreevy show?
Yeah, like that.
See the way I could just get into his head like
You
that.
could that, yeah. You're such a common
I know
common
these
touch.
people.
You do, yes. Deirdre, your question refers to Bill Clinton's current troubles. It was reported over the weekend that apparently Monica Lewinsky gave the president oral sex while he was on the phone talking to congressmen. So Monica, what did you do at work today? Oh, I was on the blower the whole day. So Deirdre, your question is, if Bill Clinton offered you a cigar, would you sniff it before you lit it up? So anyway, we asked the question of this man. Did he say, A, I don't inhale cigars? B, does this anorak make me look fat? Or C, I like Carrie Crowley?
Okay, who's Carrie Crowley?
Oh, she's a sort of a female version of Peter.
She's this kind of a dead horse that they're flogging around.
Okay, I'm going to go for C then.
You're going to go for C, I like Carrie Crowley. Let's have a look at the VT and find out.
If Bill Clinton offered you a cigar, would you give it a sniff before you lit it up?
I don't inhale cigars.
You wouldn't give it a sniff?
No.
That guy, incidentally, with the thing, when he took off his hood, he actually had a pointy head. It was really weird. Anyway, finally, Dara, back to Rupert Murdoch for you. Obviously, he bought Manchester United. The question we asked was, this week, Rupert Murdoch bought Manchester United. Does this mean we can look forward to seeing more tits on the team? We asked this man, did he say, A, cowboys aren't easy to love? B, it doesn't matter what I say, you'll just try to make me look like a thick Mullingar bog trotter. Holy God, there's a duck! Or C, you're the spit of Noel Rattigan.
I hope that's what it is.
And am I supposed to get inside the mind of this man?
Yes, it's a bit of a tunnel, I know. But,
on an AB, you made all of them up, didn't you?
Oh, maybe we did, and maybe we didn't.
Okay, Grant. Well, then I'm going to go for the first one. Cowboys. Go for the Cowboys.
Cowboys
then.
aren't easy
Look
to
at the
love.
teeth on
You think
man.
that man said cowboys aren't easy to love?
Well, it's better than the look at the duck answer. Or the second reference to Noel Rannigan.
Or it might have rhymed with duck, I'm not too sure. Okay. Anyway, let's look at the VT and find out.
Cowboys ain't easy to love, and they're hard to hold. They'd rather give you a song.
So, yes. The thing was is that we asked him a question and he just didn't want to answer. He just said, can I sing a song? And the reason why you can still hear it is it's kind of similar to the experience we had. That, we were there pulling the microphone out of his hand saying, we're going back to Dublin now. And so, shut up! Thank you very much.
I don't feel any better for having got that question right. You know
You
that?
got two valuable points in what is a neck and neck race, I can tell you.
Hey, Dara, look, there's a duck.
He's from Wicklow, you know. Anyway, I must say that while we were in Mullingar, I mean, we don't want to give the impression that we were skitting in Mullingar, because Mullingar is full of lovely people, full of forward-thinking, positive sort of people. The sort of people who like to say yes.
in Mullingar, there's a nightclub called Stringfellows.
Yeah.
Is it called Stringfellows because it's full of old fellas trying to get the leg up?
String fellas.
Is it called that because it's full of old?
Yeah.
Is it full of old fellas trying to get the? Is it full of old fellas trying to get the leg open?
It is, yeah.
It is? Have you been there yourself?
I guessed it.
What?
I guessed it.
You jested?
I guessed it.
You guessed?
Yeah.
Oh, but you're never there?
No, I'm never there. Is that right?
It might be right, I don't know.
That woman thought she might win a car or something. So at the end of that round, the scores are that Dara's team scored 2 points and Brendan's team scored 2 points. Some rural news now. This week, the Midlands town of Ballinasloe, County Galway, was embroiled in controversy over proposals to establish a super dump there. Local representatives have argued that this would mean 2 super dumps in the immediate area, as Athlone is only 15 miles down the road. What would our final round be without my introduction to it? So here it is. It's time for 60 seconds of facts. Each team are asked a minute's worth of questions about the week's events. They get a point if they get the right answer, or 2 if they can get a laugh out of the studio audience. Dara and Deirdre, you go first. Your 60 seconds of facts starts now. Television Gaga is launching its version of what?
Manchester United. They're going to buy the Galway hurling team and stick them on pay-per-view, like, no?
No, blind date. Youth Affairs Minister Willie O'D wants warnings printed on what?
Women.
Cans of you only got a minute. Cans of high energy soft drinks is the right answer. Last week, Phil Coulter said he didn't want to do what?
Clinton.
To Bill Clinton.
Inhale? I don't know. Make any intimate phone calls. I don't know. Go
Snub him. Yeah, no wins. According to a new survey taken among teenage boys, doing well at school is seen as what?
Difficult when you're thinking about sex every 3 seconds.
Close enough. Feminine. Last week, Christa Berg turned on what?
A whole audience of women. Or more likely, probably turned on a small child and now is to be put down.
3 points for being unbelievable. The Blackwell Illuminations. Justice Minister John O'Donoghue was last week lashed over what?
Over desk.
Refugees. It emerged last week that Cindy Crawford turned down $1 million to sleep with who?
Clinton.
Willie O'D. No, a wealthy Arab. Unfortunately, after that. Brendan and Peter, your 60 seconds of facts starts now. Before having sex with his wife, Michael Jackson allegedly dressed up as what?
Me.
Peter Pan, the right answer. Annie got a laugh, yeah. According to a Russian newspaper, Boris Yeltsin is what?
A lie.
2 points to the man in the audience, nothing to you, unfortunately. Back on the booze is the right answer. Who does footballer turned actor Vinnie Jones want to play in a new film?
Boris Yeltsin.
Someone hard like James Bond, apparently. According to a new survey, what can help women become pregnant?
Me again.
Good sex, the same thing. According to the Herald, Stephen Gately from Boyzone is a self-confessed what?
He's a Barbara Streisand fan.
Homeboy is the actual answer. Last week, Jim Bartley was hospitalised for what?
Overacting.
Broken hip. A new report warns that refugees seeking asylum in this country should be checked for what?
Tickles.
Diseases is actually the right answer. So, at the end of that round and at the end of the entire programme, the scores are that Dara's team got 15 points, but Brendan's team got 16 points, and they're tonight's winners. Well done. Could have been closer. I'm afraid we have to go now to make room for the next programme, so a big thanks to Dara's guest, Deirdre O'Neill. And with Brendan tonight, Mr. Peter Stringfellow. As we go, this week it was reported that Bishop Eamon Casey has withdrawn from his priestly duties. Withdrawal is something you should have thought about practicing 25 years ago. But who are we to quibble? The bonking bish says he's going to retire to the UK. So earlier on, I rang the Catholic press office in London with a message for Eamon from a certain village in the west of Ireland. Thanks for helping us feed the gondolas. Good night.
Hello? Hello.
Can I help you?
Yes, I hope so. I just wanted to make a comment, please, and maybe you could pass on a message for me. It's been in all the papers this week about Bishop Casey. Well, it's just that now all the papers have been saying that he's stopped. He was in a missionary position in South America, and he's not doing that anymore. And now he's back living in the UK. I represent the parish committee now for a Haskra, and we wanted to register our opinion that we'd be happy to have Eamon Casey come and live with us in a Haskra. Well, maybe you can. I don't know how you get messages to people when they're hiding. There's probably an invisible ink or something, some system you have, I suppose.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
that's great.
Thank you then.
Thanks very much now. Bye-bye.
The name of my show is Don't Feed the Gondolas. It's satirical, funny, and